Indiana, who has been terrific, the #1 overall pick, who has been packing buildings all across the U.S.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlin has the ball, she pushes off.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for three, rattles it around for her first deep.
If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set.
500 points, 250 assists, 75 three-pointers, 1 season, 1 rookie. Caitlin Clark just did something no one in WNBA history has ever done before. Is she already the GOAT? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark, the new star of the Indiana Fever. She's not just breaking records, she's shattering them like glass ceilings. Every time she steps on the court, it's like watching a highlight reel in real time. You know what's crazier? She's just getting started. But hold up, not everyone's jumping on the Clark bandwagon. You won't believe who's throwing shade at our new superstar. Imagine this, a WNBA legend, someone who's been there and done that, is actually criticizing Clark. Why? What could make a basketball icon speak out against the hottest rookie the league has ever seen? Stick around because this drama is about to get real. Remember when breaking records was celebrated? Not for Caitlin Clark. One of the greatest players in WNBA history is throwing serious shade. But here's the kicker, she's getting her facts wrong. How did this turn into the league's messiest feud? Let's talk about Sheryl Swoopes. 4-time WNBA champion, 3-time MVP, and Olympic gold medalist. She's a legend, no doubt, but lately she's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and it's all because of Caitlin Clark. Swoopes has been on Clark's case since her college days. When Clark broke Swoopes' NCAA tournament scoring record, you'd think a legend would pass the torch, right? Nope. Swoopes claimed Clark only did it because she played an extra game. But that's not even the craziest part. And here's where Swoopes really messed up. She said Clark had an extra year of eligibility because of COVID-19, but that's just not true. Clark was in her 4th season at Iowa. Swoopes got her facts mixed up, and it didn't stop there. Even now that Clark's in the WNBA, Swoopes won't let up. On her podcast, she said Clark shouldn't be favored for Rookie of the Year. Why? Because according to Swoopes, the Indiana Fever would be a playoff team without her. But come on, have you seen the Fever's record before Clark showed up? Swoopes' comments aren't just ruffling fans' feathers, they're causing rifts in the basketball world. Nancy Lieberman, another basketball icon, tried to set Swoopes straight, but guess what happened? They ended up losing their 20-year friendship over it. That's how heated this Clark debate has gotten. Fans are fuming. They're calling for Swoopes to be taken off broadcasts. Why? Because she won't even acknowledge Clark's achievements during games. It's like she's pretending the rookie doesn't exist. So what's really going on here? Is Swoopes just jealous of all the attention Clark's getting? Or does she genuinely think Clark's success is bad for the game? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. This drama is creating a huge divide in the WNBA community. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any crazier, another WNBA icon enters the chat. And she's not here to add fuel to the fire, she's here to put it out. What's making Cynthia Cooper go against her old teammate to support the new kid on the block? Let's talk about Cynthia Cooper. If you don't know her name, you should. She's a 4-time WNBA champion, a legend in her own right. Cooper and Swoopes were teammates on the Houston Comets, dominating the league together. But now they're on opposite sides of the Caitlin Clark debate. Cooper isn't just supporting Clark, she's shouting her praise from the rooftops. She called Clark the absolute truth. That's huge coming from someone who's seen it all in women's basketball. Cooper's not just impressed by Clark's stats, she's blown away by how Clark makes her whole team better. You know what's wild? Cooper's take on Clark is completely different from Swoopes. While Swoopes is all about tearing Clark down, Cooper's all about building her up. It's like they're watching two different players. Cooper's not just praising Clark, she's calling out the old guard. She thinks the veterans should be supporting new talent, not tearing it down. It's like she's saying, hey, we had our time, now it's their turn. This isn't just about Clark. Cooper's talking about the future of the WNBA. She thinks players like Clark are exactly what the league needs to grow. It's not just about breaking records, it's about inspiring the next generation. But here's where it gets real. Cooper and Swoopes were teammates, champions together. Now they're on opposite sides of this debate. It's like the old guard of the WNBA is splitting right down the middle. Cooper's stance is clear. Embrace the new talent. She's not threatened by Clark's success. She's excited by it. It's like she's saying, this is what we worked for. This is the future we built. As the old guard clashes over Clark's potential, she's silently dominating the court. Her rookie season isn't just impressive, it's historic. But is she really as game-changing as some claim, or is this just another case of rookie fever? Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's actual performance. You know all that drama we've been discussing? Well, it's time to see if Clark's game backs up the hype. And let me tell you, the numbers are mind-blowing. Clark's averaging 18.7 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.6 rebounds per game. That's not just good for a rookie, that's elite for any player in the league. She's not just scoring, she's making everyone around her better. It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head, finding teammates for open shots that no one else even sees. But here's where it gets really crazy. Clark's not just putting up great stats, she's changing the entire team's fortunes. The Indiana Fever, they were bottom feeders last season. Now, with Clark running the show, they're having their best regular season since 2019. It's like she walked in and said, losing, not on my watch. And get this, Clark's impact goes beyond just her team. Fans are going wild for her. They're not just talking about her being Rookie of the Year. They're saying she should be the new face of the entire WNBA. Some fans are even suggesting she should be the new league logo. That's insane for a rookie. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Clark really changing the game, or is this just the usual rookie hype? We've seen great rookies before, but Clark seems different. It's not just her stats, it's how she plays the game. She's fearless, taking shots that make veterans shake their heads in disbelief. Remember that assist record we talked about earlier? Clark didn't just break it, she shattered it. 19 assists in a single game as a rookie. That's not just a record, that's a statement. It's like she's rewriting the playbook on what a point guard should be. But let's pump the brakes for a second. Is all this hype good for Clark? Some say it's putting too much pressure on her young shoulders. Others argue it's exactly what the WNBA needs. A fresh face to bring in new fans and excitement. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. She's not just breaking records. She's changing the game, but not everyone's happy about it. We've seen legends like Sheryl Swoopes throwing shade, while others like Cynthia Cooper are cheering her on. It's crazy how Clark's journey shows how women's basketball is evolving. Cooper's right, the old guard needs to support new talent. It's not just about Clark, it's about growing the league. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Clark the next WNBA legend in the making? She's shattering records left and right, but can she keep it up? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure though, Clark's changing the game forever. The WNBA will never be the same, and that might just be exactly what it needs.